All right, so we are out here with Beth and Sandra. Hello. Doing a little, come closer, ladies, closer. You can come over here, actually. So this is one of my nicer hives. You can just kind of see there, just kind of meh.
Slow.
Yeah, she was very too slow. So this is the one with the queen. I just put this box on about 2 weeks ago, so they might not have done anything with it.
They're like, oh look, new apartment.
Yeah.
Moving on up.
For sure. To the east side?
To the B side.
To the east side.
There it is.
Oh, look at those puns.
Look at her. Paying for herself right there.
Yeah, they haven't done anything. They've kind of, see this? They kind of propolized the frames together. It's all sticky. So they're starting to move up here, but not really. Oh, so you kind of go slow. You can. They always will want to be right where you're at. So
Well, they want to know what you're doing.
yeah. So you just kind of go slow.
And I do the same thing when people come to my house. You don't want to squish anybody?
No. So, because that alarms them. That sets off the alarm pheromone when they die. So.
Oh yeah, that's good.
So
Good
they
tip.
will be very not happy. So they're moving kind of slow, but that might be all right.
Oh, I see some comb down there.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
very bottom on the next.
We're just gonna take this off and go to the bottom. They have not done anything. That's okay.
Are you concerned about them for the winter?
A little. Oh, this is weird. So this is just snap it back in. Not sure what happened there.
Expansion.
No, it just wasn't put in
Not
properly.
seated properly. What is that?
That's a cockroach.
Trying to eat all the stuff.
Yeah, they're kind of harmless. You don't have to really worry
The bees
about.
will get them if they
Yeah, the bees will kill them or corral them.
get them all hyperactive until they die.
That's right.
You're gonna get really hot, and then you're
So
gonna
then
die.
you just gotta make sure when you're putting frames back in, you just kind of put a finger in there.
Center it back so
Yeah.
they're touching.
So they're right next to each other. Then you put this, usually bottom side up.
Like a rotate
Well,
warp or
no. Just so because
Oh, sticky
they,
stuff.
yeah,
Got
they
it.
propolize the bottom, and you're gonna get all kinds of weeds and crap. Okay, so here's the real hive. That was fake hive. She's not doing good. That's okay. So now we'll just kind of. So when you're working them, usually you want to take one of these. Usually these outside ones are empty or almost empty. So they're starting. You can see there, but not much on that side. So these are pre-waxed frames. They just kind of roll wax on them, and it helps them draw it out. At least get started.
sure saves them some of the work so they can start
Right.
producing.
Oh, there's one with pollen sacs
Yeah.
tucked in.
Ah,
Orange.
that's a good sign. That means there's brood. If you see workers with pollen, there's nothing on that one. I'm just gonna put that back. So I just like to push them all the way to the bottom, all the way to the side. So now here's the thing. So when you have your hive tool will always win against bees because they're squishy. So you just kind of
Usher them.
Yeah, usher them around, and then what I do is I like to get it in here and then twist. Because some people
Less
like
jarring.
So yeah, some people just pull it from here and then it'll release and it'll crush all the bees over here. But if you just kind of twist, it's not so bad.
Good tip.
Now that's a plastic frame.
Plastic frame. People hate them. People like them. I don't care because they still work.
Look how pretty that is. Look
So-
at you guys busy.
So this is all nectar coming in. So there's a little bit of, see the pollen in there?
Yeah.
And you see it's kind of wet?
Yeah.
Because what they do is they put nectar in pollen and then they make bee bread. So it ferments and then that's what they eat.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now there's a divot right here. Is there anything significant about that?
Just something happened. I probably scooped out a queen cell or who knows. They'll repair them pretty quick. And then this is actually capped honey right here.
Oh, okay.
See, it's kind of wet. It looks weird, but that's okay. It just means the honey is touching the capping.
That's what those are their stores for winter?
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
So they keep it clean.
Yeah. So normally what they'll do is they'll have...
I saw it.
Yeah. There she goes. So then normally if you have nectar, you don't want to tip it all the way over because it'll just dump. So you can see they're kind of filling in. So they'll fill in from the middle out.
It's the most efficient resource because they can maintain the temperature better in the center.
Right, and then what they'll do
I did
is...
research, so you know some stuff.
They'll put the honey on the outside, and that's a barrier. So that, keeps all their thermals in. They need fed. Because...
Did you bring marshmallows?
No, yeah, in the truck.
You know, I imagine you don't want to carry the marshmallows when you don't need them.
Yeah, that's one
They'll
thing.
be all over it.
Well, that's also one thing. You don't want to carry stuff in you don't need. There's the queen right there.
Hey, bitch.
And she got mated. So you see how big she is? So when she was a virgin, she's probably like a quarter less size. Or 75% smaller, bigger, whatever. You know what I'm saying.
Increase in size.
So you see here? See the eggs? I don't know if you can.
Oh, the single ones.
Yeah, in the middle of the cell.
Yes.
So that's brand new eggs because obviously she's here. So she's laying right now. And this frame I actually stuck in the middle of these two frames and they drew it out. So that's also a good sign.
If you add a raw frame in the center of these where they're living, it fast forwards their production. They want to fill it in.
It fast forwards them building comb. Yes.
Got it.
Let's see if I can catch her. So this is also kind of a cool little thing. You won't see. Nope. It just goes around her. And you want to...
All the other guys are like, hey guys.
And you slide this little thing in with your thumb.
I keep closing my mouth because I'm afraid one's going to fly in.
No, you're good.
It's a weird habit.
So see? So
the little guys can get out.
Yeah, they can get out. So we'll put this back so I have two hands. The little guys can get out, but we don't want her to get out. So, and then for this is the deluxe version. I don't know why. Then you push this up and you get her in the middle.
So we can mark her.
Oh, right. Yeah, the marker.
Let's see if I don't lose everything. So then you want to mark on your hive just so you can get a bead going. Because I've seen people, you have to push this down. I don't know if you work with these to fill the tip. Well, what they do is they don't push it down and then it doesn't work. And then they're like, and then they do it and then it bleeds all over her. So you see her thorax here. You want to try to get that. She's a big one. She's good. She's nice. Right there. Don't back up. And then you want to, if you get her wing a little bit, don't drink the paint.
They'll clean her though, right?
Well, we don't want them to clean her. Get away.
Well, just the wing part.
Yeah, they might.
I mean, if I had this many people working for me, I best believe they'd be cleaning. Get this wing.
Then you hold her.
She's going to tell a story later. She's like, you won't believe what happened to me earlier today.
They made me pretty.
Oh, jeez.
So, and then once this plunger actually will not squish her. So there's like a little stopper in here,
good.
so you won't crush her. So you have to be careful, but not too careful.
Can you scare a queen away if you
Yeah.
go through the marking process? She's like, oh, this is too much for me.
Well, she can fly away at any time, and she'll probably, they literally take an arc. They just go, so you can kind of usually find them. You can usually find them within about 5 feet.
That's what happens when I try to run.
I'm done with this.
Gravity has taken its full effect on me.
So now, we'll try to get as much. So now she's right there. So we just gotta open this. There she is. And back onto the frame with
I'm
you.
not gonna fly. That's exhausting.
They can, but they don't like to because, like I said, they're heavy.
Yeah, they're towing a lot. I mean, I understand.
They're big.
Just tow an extra weight.
So there you go. So now,
Pocket before you put your hands in.
yeah, why not? Where did my? Oh, I put it over there. Whatever. Okay. So now let's see how fast you can find her. Oh, she's in the.
She's right there.
Yep.
Oh yeah, definitely easier.
So you can see her almost immediately now.
Yeah.
But you'll be able to tell because her thorax is huge. Her back legs are actually bigger.
Her stance is different.
And she, yeah.
Could be encircled.
Yeah, she's usually has a court. So, and they will hide her. So she's burying under them. She's just trying to get away.
Poor thing. She's stressed out now.
They don't like light.
She's going to stress eat.
Okay, so she's on the side of the frame.
Yep.
Don't want to put her in there.
Got it.
All right. She's good. Because you can...
Damage.
Well, what happens is you can if you pull this frame out not perfectly straight, you'll scrape against the side and you'll just roll everybody on that side. And that's no good. See, these girls know the queen's here, so they're scenting.
Oh, okay.
So all the bees that have gotten out, they're saying, hey, this is home, come back.
Okay, good to know.
So all the bees will kind of just funnel in right on them. They might actually land on them. It's kind of funny. So we'll just kind of keep going through.
And try not to bust up the working girls.
So eloquent.
I have a command of these.
That's right. The working girls.
Hey,
so
guys.
this is actually a very, very calm hive. I mean, I could take my gloves off. They're very calm. I've actually bred this hive. So here is a drone. And a lot of people mistake them for queens because they're bigger, but no, that's just a drone.
The coloring was different.
Yeah, the coloring will all be different. That's another thing. People go, oh, well, my colors are different on my bees. Well, that's because she mates with probably 12 drones, so they all have different genetics. But, you know, so you might have a couple that are pissed off and then from Africanized, or then you might have most of them that are fine.
When are you expected to see fewer and fewer drones?
Soon. When it starts getting, you know, really cool at night and shorter days, still that pollen in there. So they're really bringing it in.
He's like, I'm going to carry this for later.
Yeah.
I've got luggage.
But they have almost no, so she just got mated. So you can see the young brood in there, those white. So they're probably almost about to get capped. So they're already filling up the frame. So hopefully soon.
And they just survive off of wild, natural
grasses and grain. No, yeah, no, yes.
Wildflowers.
Yeah.
Jeez, that was hard. See, command.
See,
the language.
It rolls off the tongue. Yeah. So I'm really hoping with all this wet weather that we have some more flowers. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to stick another feeder. I've already fed them like 2 gallons of sugar water, and that's what got them to where they are. They were pretty not good.
And giving them food supplements them so they don't want to leave, right?
Oh, they won't. Yeah, they'll abscond. They call it. They'll just leave. Everybody will leave. But you can see there's very few food stores. I mean, that's not going to last them very long at all. They were starting to fill this frame completely out, which is what you want to see. But they only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames drawn, maybe 6 out of 10. So that's not good. So we're probably just going to have to keep feeding these girls through the winter to keep them alive.
Would you consider merging them?
No. I've never actually done that.
Because there's fear of abandonment, right?
Well, and there's 2 queens, and this should be a very good queen. So they're already starting to backfill.
Nice.
So you can see here.
Good.
So what they do is when they have brood, they'll just go, you saw like an arc. Looks kind of like a rainbow, and then all in here is brood. So then what they do is when the brood moves out and summer starts going into fall, they will replace the brood frames with, they'll just backfill it with honey and everything else. So
Reallocating resources.
right,
It saves them work.
exactly. You don't want to have to tear it down and really plant. So they're already starting to build this out. So that's good. I must have stuck this frame in here too because they're building this out more than the other ones. And you always want to, if you ever do have to, like this, you can see this is a new frame. If you ever do want to stick a new frame between two frames to have them build it out faster, make sure it's brood comb. Because if it's honey, if it's all honey on both sides, they will just fill out the honey to fill the space. And you'll have about this much comb with honey in it on the new frame. Because the honeycomb can be as big as they want. They don't care. But brood frame is only as big as the brood, so that kind of puts a cap on them. So they won't build it out anymore. Because you see these people with like waves in their comb. See here, they're starting to build that out. You see people with like these waves in their comb, and that's why. So this is the start of queen cell right here. They just do that. They just build queen cups. Because they're like, well, they just kind of practice. I mean, you can knock it down. If you ever want to get them out of the way, just kind of like light puff of,
Same thing to my dog.
light puff of air. I like to keep the wax in there because they will reuse wax. People say they don't, but they do.
I mean, they're very efficient. So
Yeah, they do. You can stick a chunk of wax in there and they'll make it into comb. All right, see all these ladies they're getting pollen from somewhere.
And the chickens.
The chickens. They actually will. They'll take cornmeal and they think it's pollen. So you'll see like when people feed their chickens, they'll be all over it. All right.
There's somebody in my neighborhood that has a rooster.
Oh.
But it's far enough away that it doesn't bother me. I don't really hear it.
We have a train. Okay. That's it for that one.
Well, the queen looked healthy.
Yeah.
2 wings and all of her legs, so.
That's all you need. And you don't really want to mark them. I'm working on it. You don't really want to mark them until they've actually mated, because they can reject them if they are marked. Well, they think they're defective.
That makes sense.
Oh, the one has this weird stuff on it and she smells funny. So they won't.
But because they've already accepted her, it won't matter.
Right. They've already accepted her. She's mated. She's not. And you think about it, something with a big red dot flying through the air is going to be like a homing beacon for birds trying to eat them. I actually thought about that a little while ago. I was like, huh.
Are birds see color? Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
Something will see color and kill her. I'm not sure.
Too slow.
But there you go.
That was exciting.
Now we get to do.
They were so calm.
Yeah. This is one of the hives I can take my gloves off for. But I always leave all my protection gear on just in case.
Is that in case bears come? What's the strap?
Wind.
Oh, wind.
So I actually you can see it's really easy. Cinder blocks, and you put it through the cinder blocks.
I'm sure they love that sound.
That's the best. They just start dancing.
No.
Just cinder blocks and 2x4s, that's all you need.
Pressure treated?
No, because it's poisonous. Yeah.
Okay. Good question.
So I mean, what's 2x4 is $2? Just replace them. It's not a big deal. And I'm gonna smoke one out.
So will you do a hive inspection of all the hives, or just ones that are giving you concern? Or
Usually the ones that are giving me concern. You don't really want to go into all of them all the time and do a full inspection. I used to do that, and it really seems to slow them down. Like, because they'll get in their groove and they'll just, be doing their thing, and then you just come in and literally rip their living room out of their house. And they're just like, what the hell?
Now they know how I feel. That's what my husband does to me.
Rips the living room out?
Just derails me all the time. Random ass.
He's going to watch this and be like, what?
He's gonna go, yep,
Yep, that's me.
I love him.
Good save, good save.
Right. variety. It breaks up my day.
That's right.
Kills the monotony.
I wanted to move my couch back there today. Thank you.